Good morning, sunshines. Yep, we are great. We are great. And today, my subject is going to be on tempted. And if you could grab your Bible, we're going to turn to 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verses 3 through 5. And it reads, that no one should be shaken by these afflictions. For you yourself know that we are appointed to this. For in fact, we told you before, when we were with you, that we would suffer tribulations, just as it happened. And you know, for this reason, when I could no longer endure it, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter had tempted you, and our labor might be in vain. Well, today I want to make sure that we as Christ followers, that we keep all our doors closed so you won't be tempted. Because when you open that door and allow something to come in, well, things escalate at that point. And then you find yourself snowballing at a control. And then before you know it, you're deep into the sin. And not only you don't want to keep those doors open, you want to close them. Because you don't want all your labor and everything you've been doing in the world to be in vain. Because the fact that when you are doing everything, you know, you're witnessing, say you're witnessing to people, and you're praying, you're fasting, you're doing everything in your possible to make it to the eternal kingdom heaven. We already know Jesus died on the cross for us, and that's how we paid it, and his grace is sufficient enough for us, but we still have to walk in the image of Christ too as well. So you don't want to have to step your foot out that ark that one day, and then before you know it, everything is just over. And then you'll find yourself outside of that ark and outside of that door instead of going to the heavenly kingdom. So I'm going to give you a little examples of tempted. You know you shouldn't be looking at another woman when you are married. And fornication is abomination against Father too as well. So we know that we should keep it with ourselves, keep it within the marriage. And then if you're not married, why don't you look at that girl, maybe put a ring on it? Because I think we need to be in line with Father, especially now in these days. You don't want to take any chances. And you know that you shouldn't be you should always speak the truth. Because even when you think it hurts, you know you should be speaking it, because you don't want to hurt anyone around you, and then you don't want to pretend that something it is when it isn't, and then you don't want to tell somebody something and then it's not the truth. Father said, thou shalt not lie. So maybe we want to keep our lies under control. That's another thing that Father is not pleased with, because he's not a father that he'll lie to us, and he's a promise Father. He promises us everything in the kingdom. So if he promises things, then we should be honest with him and yourself and to the other individual as well. And then the last one I have is you know, especially now is not the time to be up in a club when you know the COVID-19 is going on right now. Well, both clubs, you know what I'm talking about. And you know the particles are multiplying in the air. And sometimes when you go to a club, you're sweaty and everything. You don't want to wear a mask. So you're putting yourself in danger, okay? And so I want everyone to stay focused, because this was just a few examples that I had about how the enemy is a deceiver and he will trick you just like that. So we want to keep focused on everything that we do, okay? So that way we are not tempted. And Jesus wants us to continue in our faith, and that our faith doesn't fail us. So when we sleep at night, supernaturally He can make us into what He wants us to be. Which is pretty much He wants us to be a warrior. So that way we're ready to stand anything that happens in our life. Anything that happens, we're going to be right on top of it. Okay? So that's all I want to say today. And you have a blessed day, sunshines.